I was actually in grade 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was the puberty thing, getting to grow your breast and all of that. So one day, like, I love to draw. I used to love to draw. And then one day I went out from class. I was in school. So I went out to sharpen my pencil. And then there's a class across mine. Ne? So I see this girl leaning at the door. She had like big breasts and I was like, yo, And then that's how I realized that I'm actually into girls. But because La Ekaya, we are a very religious family.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, my grandmother is a mother priest and my grandfather was a priest.
Mm-hmm.
So, sexuality was considered as being demonic and stuff like that. So, I used to come back every day. Every day at school, it would be me and my feelings stretching out like tentacles, But here at home, I had to be reminded that this is a place or a home of prayer. So every time I came back home, I would come back, light a candle, kneel down and pray to God that He should remove this feeling away from me. And then it happened in 2010. I was a server. Then we had a person who led us. He was a male, but I trusted him. And no, I didn't think that he would do what he actually did to me. So one day he called me. I was supposed to go to my golf practice that day, but he called me and he was like, no, there's an emergency meeting. You're needed. And I was like, okay, should I call the others? And he was like, no, I already called them, so you don't have to worry about it. I arrived at church and there was no one. So in my mind, I'm like, no, there's this one who always comes early. She's supposed to be here, but she's not. And I'm like, okay, no, it's fine, I'll wait. And then he came in. He was very late and I seated there all alone. So he comes and he's like, where are the others? And I'm like, I should be asking you because you're the one who called the meeting. Little that I know is that he did not call the other ones. He called me specially so that he can do what he did. So we started having like those little conversations about church, and the next thing the conversation turned and we talked about my sexuality and how much he loves me and stuff like that. And at that moment he started touching me, touching my thighs, trying to bring himself closer to me, but I was like, no, what are you doing? So I started feeling uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. When I wanted to get up, and then that's when I fell to the ground. When I fell to the ground, he made sure that he got on top of me so that he can overpower me. And when he did that, with his other hand, he took off his belt. He literally ripped off my trousers. I was still slim and I was not this size. So he ripped off my trousers and yeah. He did what he did. There was this watch at the altar. The clock, it was very, very big. You could literally hear it sound like. So while he was on top of me doing the deeds, my head was looking at the clock so that I could avoid seeing him doing this. You see the clock at that time, the clock was literally my friend, because the tick was like, I'm with you. Because if it had stopped, I wouldn't know actually what to do. At least the clock would allow me to listen to it.
Go. Okay, I think it was 2017 when I started going to church. The problem for me was the pastor's way, because when I went there, at first it was okay. Then eventually, when I dress up as a woman, because I'm a woman. When I dress up, then I went to church wearing skirts and heels and everything. Then I went to church, and the pastors, they called me in front and said to me, Kuti, I must stand here and they have to talk to me. I was like, okay, cool. I thought it's because I'm new or something. Then they're like, you're not allowed in this church unless you change and wear your clothes in Zakafana and every day. Like, I didn't understand. Then I was like, what do you mean? Like your kind is not allowed in this church. Like here we stick to the Bible. Could see a man, God created a man and a woman. Then they told me, see, I have to get baptized in order for me to change and be a man. When I tried to leave, like they blocked the door. They blocked the door, then they pulled me into the pulpit. They pulled me into the pulpit and they tried to pray for me and everything. I think there was, I don't know how many people were there because all of them, they were surrounding me and praying and doing whatever they were doing in me. Then when they were done, I wanted to go home, but they blocked my view.
So she said to me, "You're gonna go to hell," and I looked at her and she's like, "I'm not gonna go to hell with you. You know what the Bible says about being a lesbian, being gay? What about Gomorrah and Sodom? And you're gonna burn in hell, and I don't wanna follow you in hell. And I can't believe, you know, that we are Christian, and I can't believe you're doing this." And for the first time my heart sank, and I don't know what I was expecting. I can't tell you. I don't know what I was expecting. Probably I was expecting, for me, telling her was a form of me letting her in my life, letting her know who Uzintle is, letting her know who her daughter is. See, your lifestyle is making you suffer. Look at how you are dressing, look at how you carry yourself. They will eventually burn down my mom's house because of how you're dressing yourself, and people will actually see that you're lesbian, and it's demonic, it's satanic, and I can't have that. You're gonna be flying around midnight and be drinking your sister's blood, my blood, and God knows what you're doing in the wee hours of the morning when demons are busy. You are also busy, and you and you're my daughter, so I don't want that, but I don't want to associate myself with it. Me, I take it as her changing me, for the fact that she was like, they're gonna burn down my mom's place because of how you're dressing, because of who you are. And in other words, if I want to stay here, I need to change. It's not even that. I mean, she's come more than once when I was still at my grandmother's place, saying that we're going to a church, but you must wear a dress because people need to see you as a girl. You can't be like a boy, and you know. And I'm like, but what church is this I'm going to? And we get there, and it's a church at a back room. Okay, there's people standing and sitting and not understanding. Am I supposed to be prayed upon? And we are told to stand, boys one side, girls one side, and we start praying, we start kneeling, girls kneel, and then I don't know, girls kneel and then we stand up, we start praying. I was confused. I was still hacked. I was very much confused with it. Okay, does that mean I'm supposed to change and be whatever you want me to be? Because nothing's happening.
So as a gay man, it's been very difficult because even coming out alone was a very difficult journey for me. I came out when I was doing my final year at university to my family and also my close friends. So it was a very difficult because my family was not easy in accepting it. So I had to go through some therapy, some self-therapy as a human being, and also I even went through some depression because I was asking myself a lot of questions. Being gay, is it a sin or is it not? Is it accepted in our culture? Is it accepted in our community or not? I must say, these two worlds, gay people struggle a lot because the society is still is still learning to accept gay people, and families are also still learning to accept what does it mean to be gay. And I'm still learning myself as a gay person. I keep discovering who I am, and also as a traditional healer, I keep growing, I keep learning, I keep going back and forth, I keep falling as a traditional healer and falling as a gay person. So it's been a very hectic life, because also I must say, when you are a traditional healer, people have certain expectation, or society have a certain expectation of you. And also being gay, there are also, I think, other expectation, or being a man, there are expectation from the society